To torture someone is to inflict severe pain or suffering on them. In this video, we won't be torturing anybody in real life, as per the YouTube guidelines, but we will be showcasing 10 of humanity's worst torture methods in People Playground. Stoning is at number 10 because it's just flat out weak sauce. I will say though, that for whoever's throwing the stones, it could be a really fun workout routine. But as far as a torture method, it's just not it. Foot roasting is something that I've always loved because it creates a nice sizzle sound that reminds me of good times. Another reason why foot roasting is a personal favorite is the creative freedom it gives the torturer. For example, the torturee might be expecting a 1000 degree toe tickle and then boom, 2500 degree heel peel. It's not all sunshine and rainbows though. For example, the burning of human flesh creates dangerous fumes that can hurt the torturer. But overall, I'd give it a solid 7.7 out of 10. Bone breaking is iffy. It really depends on how it's done, because it can either be super boring or one of the most fun torture methods depending on what bones you break and how you do it. Overall, I'd give it a 5.131. Drowning is another one where the level of cruelty is dependent upon the way it's done. But in this case, we're going to be talking specifically about drowning someone by tying them to a heavy object and throwing them in a deep body of water. I really like this method because you can watch their struggle slowly stop as their life leaves their body, and it just gives me a tingly feeling every time. And for that reason, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. An all-time classic. I mean, who doesn't love a good old crushing? But I gotta be honest, to me, as an actual torture method, crushing isn't the best. It's slow, boring, and just overall a mood killer. What I will say though, is that smashing someone with a rock like a caveman is an absolute blast, and I recommend everyone to try it at least once in their life. But for the overall rating of crushing, let's say 4.3. I mean, it's better than stoning, but that's about it. The waist chop is just beautiful. It's the perfect example of an artistic torture method. Like, if Bob Ross was the head of torture, this is what he would do. Not only is it representative of everyone's desire to cut someone else in half, but it just massages your soul. To be honest, this one's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll show you anyways. Dismemberment. A fun pastime for all, and most importantly, an absolute banger of a torture method. Next time your kid doesn't take the trash out, you can slowly rip their limbs off to let them know who's in charge. My favorite thing about dismemberment is the fact that you can do it 4 times on one person, assuming they have all of their limbs. Final rating, I'll give it an 8.45. Now this one's lit. Jokes aside, this is the most fire torture method imaginable. Not only does it inflict unimaginable pain on the victim, but it also creates a nice scent as their flesh is burning. And not to mention, anyone you burn, you can eat. I'm gonna give it a solid 9 out of 10. Last but not least, boiling. The apex torture method. The go-to for any seasoned torturer. The punishment you pull out for someone who has done something so bad that any other punishment would not suffice. Being boiled is probably the most painful thing in existence, and that is why it's getting an overall rating of 10 out of 10.